Good morning, Soul Man and Friends people, and welcome to this Soul Man Surgery on Thursday morning. And today we have a very lovely and very inspirational lady, which is Zoe Todd from... Now, I'm unsure if I'm saying the right thing, right, but I'm sure it's Heart and Soul Holistic Centre. Now, Zoe will correct me if I'm wrong, but she is a holistic business over in Kinross, and we're here to talk about everything that Zoe's doing, talk about her business, talk about her inspiration, everything. So welcome, Zoe. Hello.
Hey.
I did say it right, didn't I?
You did, yeah, perfect, absolutely perfect. Yeah, Heart and Soul Holistic Centre. Yeah, thanks for having me.
No, it's absolutely brilliant to have you. So, Zoe.
Yes.
We always start off with any new guests with 11 icebreaker questions.
Okay, right.
So it's nothing that's too personal. It's nothing that's too probing. Just answer the questions the best you can. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So, are you ready, Zoe Todd, for your 11 icebreaker questions?
I'm ready.
Should be dramatic music in the background as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're not working, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Oh gosh, right, that's an easy one. So my favourite place, I'm lucky here in Kinross where I stay, we've got Loch Leven, and we've got, you know, it's absolutely beautiful. So that is my little sanctuary, it's my little haven. So I walk from here down to Burley Sands, which is a lovely little beach area. Down at the side of the loch, and yeah, that's probably where you'll find me. The boys know mum's got to go, mum's going out. So yeah, that's my yeah, that's my place. That's yeah, definitely.
And what are you currently reading?
Oh my God! Oh no! Right, I don't think you're allowed to swear on Facebook, are you? So
you can censor it, I suppose.
Because it is a spiritual book. You've maybe heard of it. It's F It, the Spiritual Way.
No, I've never heard of it actually.
Right, okay, it's worth the read. It's worth the read. Yeah, completely. Yeah. Different way of looking, and again, it's just it's kind of like getting the, you know, rewiring the brain to just go, oh,
F it.
Yeah, F it, you know. So anything that happens, you know, whether it's absolute like this morning, me, I couldn't get on. I'm like, oh, and it's like that, oh, you know, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatevs. So that's thanks for asking that one.
We'll need to have a wee look for it. I always like reading books that are, you know, that like, just get rid of it, F it.
Yeah.
What was the first concert that you ever attended?
Oh wow! Do you know it was a Adamski?
A what?
Adamski.
Adamski.
Do you not remember Adamski? Now I know you like your dance music because I've seen you, heard you bopping about in the kitchen, and Adamski were like that kind of retro rave kind of. It was, I mean, it was a really small concert in Edinburgh, you know. Adamski. Yeah, you're learning loads today.
I'll need to have a wee look. You know, the minute I play it, I'll probably be like, I know that.
You remember it? Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Next one is, what is your favourite word? I think we've figured that one out already, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah. Probably breathe, I would say.
Breathe. Oh,
Breathe. I think I say that to myself, and I say that to probably all my clients, like, constantly. So it's like ingrained, it's like, and breathe.
yeah. It's a good
Yeah,
reminder, though, isn't it? Right through your day to just breathe.
yeah, yeah,
The
absolutely.
thing is, humans that we take for granted that we can all breathe, but do we breathe properly? So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, totally. Especially when homeschooling's involved.
Stressful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Next one is, what was your first job?
My first job. So first ever job, like when you were younger.
Yeah,
Is that?
first
Yeah.
ever job.
Okay. Well, I was blessed to be brought up in a farm, so I'm a farmer's daughter. So I would say, my first job ever was driving a tractor. Or even before that, I guess, just like, doing the tatties, walking up and down barley fields, taking out, the wild oats, you
Yeah,
know. Yeah, I was just, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. So
that's
that,
amazing.
yeah, that was, you worked from the minute you could, and got outside into nature, and yeah, so that's probably, I was driving as soon as my feet could touch the pedals, we were allowed to drive. It's great. So yeah.
That's funny, Zoe, because like I'm the same. I wasn't brought up on a farm, but my granny and granddad, they had a small holding. It wasn't a proper working farm, but they had sheep. They had a field that they used to harvest. They had quite a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Uh, I remember vividly driving the combine harvester in harvest time and being
Mm,
terrified of it. Absolutely terrified of it. That's
yeah.
interesting. We've got the same roots there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, I mean, honestly, like, see if MD September time, like harvest time, is like my best time, like still is. Just like, the loveliest time of the year, because it just fills you, it brings back all those memories, of harvest time, and like you see on the combine harvester, and yeah, and just getting, being allowed to stay up at night, because Dad was like working right through the night. So you were in your jammies and you got chucked in the back of the Jeep, and you were driving down to give him his piece, his piece on jam and his flask of tea. So it was great.
yeah, I always remember my granny. She used to make coffees for all the guys that were working, and
Mm.
I still don't know how she done it to this day. But she would have the coffees on a tray, and we would walk from the cottage right up to the very top of the field, and she would never spill a drop of tea.
Oh, yeah,
Honestly.
amazing.
Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah. Your next one is sorry, I'm totally sidetracked there. Where you saying that you grew up on a farm, because that's
Yeah.
exciting. What is one thing that you are excited about for 2021?
Oh, right. Okay. I would say I'm going to do my yoga teacher training.
Ah,
Um, yeah. So I'm really, really excited about that. I teach Pilates, and I have done for, like 15 years now. And I've just kind of, obviously, the spiritual side of things and meditation, is more and more, my passion. So
mm-hmm.
it's just sort of naturally, I'm now, thinking, right, it's the next step for me. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. So, and even more so, I've actually found a place in Portugal that does an intensive, the intensive training for like 16 days. So I've booked on that, but I don't think it's going to happen because it's supposed to be the Easter holidays.
Ah,
So But I know that it will happen. It will happen this year, regardless. I'll just, it'll maybe be later on in the year. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
That sounds great. A 16-day yoga retreat. It sounds really good.
Oh, I know. And don't get me wrong, I mean, it'll be hard work because obviously, you're throwing that 200-hour, qualification into the space of that time. But for me, and, you'll understand with kids, with the 3 boys, for me to do it, over a week, I know you can do it weekends, and my older sister, she's doing it just now. Actually, it's like one weekend every month, throughout the year. But for me, it just makes sense to try to go away, to absorb myself in it, and get it completed. So yeah, and a wee break in Portugal, why not?
I actually think, if I'm honest, I think that going and immersing yourself in training like that over a longer period of time is actually more effective than it is doing it every other weekend.
Yeah.
Because you're really absorbing the whole thing rather than stopping and starting. So
yeah. Oh, definitely. I think it's really the way to go. For me.
Yeah.
And I think because I've done, I was a PE teacher before, so my teaching skills are kind of already there. So it's not as if I'm going in right from, from a basic, understanding. So, and from having done the Pilates and, the massage and stuff, I've got the anatomy and physiology. So it really is just absolutely then, learning all that yoga has to offer. So,
And what yoga is it that you're learning? Sorry, I need to ask that question as well.
Do you know this?
Is it you're teaching? Is it hatha yoga? Is it
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's hatha and ashtanga, together. It's bizarre. I mean, you'll understand this. The way I found this lady as well is, it's one of those kind of magical moments, where you type in, because I'm really into Buddhism now, and I've found that has really personally helped me, and I'm helping others through my meditation. It's inspired me, and so I put in yoga and Buddhism, and the first thing that came up on Google was bend it like Buddha. And I thought, that is just brilliant. I've got a household of footballers, so there was the link of bend it like Beckham, but it was bend it like Buddha, and as soon as I clicked on, and I'm always a person, I always love to see the person that, that is like, that's going to be either treating me or teaching me. And so I always look for the picture, and like now we can see little videos. And I got a little video of this lady, and she just totally resonated with me. She was just so like myself, and I thought, this is it, So the fact that it was Portugal is just an added bonus. But but yeah, I just so knew right away. I thought, there's all the signs, and this is what I'm going to do. And she very much has come from a Buddhist background as well. So a lot of the teachings will be, based around, Buddhism as well. So yeah, say I'm excited is an understatement, but I'm just obviously just kind of I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but it will happen this year, definitely.
Absolutely. I'm very optimistic that things will start changing in the second half of the year anyway for travel abroad. But we can only wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah.
Next question, Zoe, is what is your most used emoji?
Oh, right. Probably the heart. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I put I just, it's automatic now, whenever I'm messaging clients back or putting posts up on Facebook, it's just that lovely, the lovely little heart. Yeah.
That's so common for loads of our guests. It's always the love hearts in different colours, or that's really good.
Yeah.
Next one is, if you could win an Olympic medal for any sport, real or fake, what would that be?
Right, okay. Real or fake?
Yeah. So we've had examples of that before, Zoe. We've had Pringle eating, we've had ice cream eating, we've had running, simple things like that. So
Yeah. I mean, probably just now, if there was a Zumba one, that would probably be my kind of wee forte at the moment, because I've got back into doing my Zumba, and it's just crazy. I'm probably one of the craziest Zumba teachers out there, but I don't care. It's my 45 minutes as well, just to go absolutely mental, pretend that I'm Tina Turner or Beyonce or.
I must say, I've seen a few of your videos where you're doing your Zumba classes, and obviously I've not been part of them because I've just been busy doing other things. But like, you have got so much energy. You're absolutely crazy, which I absolutely love. Your energy is way up there. So, and I'm sure anybody that's watching this that's seen Zoe doing her Zumba classes, you'll totally agree with that. And if you haven't as well, go over to Zoe's page and you'll be able to see all of her classes. She's doing classes, I think, every day of the week, aren't you, Zoe?
Yeah, just now I am. Yeah, absolutely. And I think I've got a couple of people who are helping me, as well, so that I'm not doing, because I could not do like the cardio stuff. I couldn't do that every week or every day. I mean, so no, it's I love the Zumba. I love the Pilates is my kind of main passion, I would say, and my main sort of breadwinner, but the Zumba is just so much fun. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll speak about Pilates in a wee bit as well, because obviously that's something that a lot of people, I think a lot of people hear about yoga, but they don't necessarily know much about Pilates, so we can talk about that as well. Next one is, what is your hidden talent?
What's my hidden talent? Oh gosh. I bet some of my friends would be able to tell me this one, but when you've got to actually think about it yourself, eh?
I know, it's a hard one, eh?
Yeah. Hidden talent. It's definitely not cooking or baking, that's for sure. I guess, I mean, maybe the music side of it, not a lot of people know, that, well, I've got a piano sitting over there, and that was, I got it free. I was really, just before lockdown, actually, one of my friends was getting rid of it. So I got it for free. So I kind of tinkle away on it. It's one of those ones, I thought, right, during lockdown I'll have all this time. Not. And I learned to play the piano, and it's not happened yet, but I make up my own stuff. Like, I just kind of, I tinkle away and sort of improvise, really. So
I suppose that's the best way to play, though. Improvise,
Yeah. I mean, I did.
Well.
But yeah, my boys, if you probably ask my boys or my husband, they would say it's not a talent.
I love that you feel it is, though. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Next one is, if someone could play you in a movie of your life, who would you want it to be?
Oh gosh, I always think, and funny, she was on last night on a movie. The boys were watching that Annie, the new version of Annie, and Cameron Diaz is on.
I can actually see the resemblance there as well.
Can you really? Well, it's the lockdown here though. The roots are badly needing done, so the blonde, the fake bleach blonde is fading fast.
You could see Cameron Diaz playing you as well, because she's got that very wacky personality. Not to say you're wacky, Zoe, but you are very like.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. I love her when I watched it not that long ago. The Holiday, when she's in The Holiday. Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. It is. It's great, and that kind of see when they're just kind of dancing around and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Fantastic. And your last question, your last icebreaker is, who or what has been your biggest teacher in life?
Oh, right, okay. Probably the children, the boys, probably my youngest one, the youngest of three, which reminds me so much of myself because I'm the youngest of three as well. But yeah, they're teaching you every day, aren't you? I laugh when we say homeschooling, because actually I've probably learned more through them, than they probably have, from me. So yeah, there's been a lot that I would say, even more so Charlie, since he was born, has taught me. And yeah, definitely. And even just going through little things, he was quite poorly when he was young, Charlie. And we were kind of, we were in and out of hospital a few times. And so even through that whole process, you learn so much about yourself and about life. But also kids, their ability to just bounce back as well, So, yeah.
From our kids, if we actually focus on like or how they are living their lives.
Yeah,
I
was
speaking to someone about this the other day, Zoe, and I was walking the dog, and there was a woman walking with her children, and she was like, "Come on, come on!" And they're like, "But Mom, look at this, look at that!" And she was like, "Just hurry up! I'm in a hurry! Come on, come on!" And it really got me thinking. When I'm out with my children, they'll say things like, "Dad, look at this," and I'm like, "Wow, let's go and have a look at that." It's amazing what a child perceives in their reality.
Yeah.
When you're too busy just hurrying along through life, you don't actually see the things that they're trying to show you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think, I had a guest speaker on last night on my meditation class, Jo Middlemiss. She's a fascinating lady. You should have her on. Jo got a book published about our sister, who was dying of cancer, but her biggest fear, her only fear, was that our son, who was only 2 at the time, would forget her, or wouldn't remember her or know nothing about her. So she courageously, unbelievably, after having her leg amputated, going through chemo, frail at the, not long to go, but she recorded, and we're talking like this was about 40 years ago, so we're talking cassette tapes, so she recorded her voice and spoke, to her son on these tapes, and it was just fascinating to hear, Jo telling us all about, about it. And that 21 years, when on his 21st birthday, he was given them by his father to listen to. And, as Jo was saying yesterday, though, that it's, again, our kids, she said, Jo said, listen to your boys, Zoe, listen to them, because, it's almost like they know, their soul knows as well, often what the best is, what the best thing is for them. So But it was a really, honestly, I don't know, sorry, I went on a tangent there, but last night, you know, it's resonating, even sort of getting up this morning, you're still, you know, thinking about it, because it was just so, you know, so powerful. It's such a powerful message though as well.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's so true though, isn't it? You know, how we can often forget what our kids are trying to tell us or show us. Because we're so busy with life.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, there's many things. I know that lockdown has been horrendous for many people, but, you know, I think there's many things to be grateful for. And again, even, you know, at end of life and when people party, that's what Joe was saying, you know, there's still so much to be grateful for, you know. And, you know, and for me, like you're saying there, it's getting the time with the kids. Don't get me wrong, it's been hard at times, you know, 3 boys, and you know, but I said that to my husband yesterday, you know, the oldest one, you know, he's 15, the voice is starting to crack, and do you know, but we're getting to see them grow up this last year, whereas, as you'll know, running a business, you know, the last 4 years for me, a lot of my time has been consumed, you know, down at the centre. And you know, so this past year has been a blessing in many ways, that we've been able to, like you say, listen to them and watch them and just, see them grow.
Yeah, I have to completely agree with you there, Zoe, that, you know, I've really enjoyed spending proper time with my family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're still busy, we're still got stuff going on at home, you know, we're still trying to keep our businesses afloat.
Yeah.
It's really nice just to be able to get up and, you know, go through and sit on the sofa with the kids or watch a movie with the kids, and not have that, oh no, we need to do this and we need to do that. So it is really, really nice to have a break.
Yeah.
I was saying this last March how it was really funny, because I was saying I need time off. I need time off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh well, there you go. There's the time off.
Yeah. I know. Well, I was exactly the same. At February, it was just near, and in fact, it was this time last February, my neck went, and it was literally like I could hardly lift my head off the pillow, and it was literally the universe going, "You need to stop. You know, if you ain't going to stop and lie down, we're going to make you." So, and it was that literally. I was like, "Oh my God, you know, never felt pain like it," but it absolutely was. It was just that you need to stop. You know, you need to slow down. And it was the same. And the thing was, I was seeing it with, and you'll be the same at all my clients. You were thinking, oh my goodness, you know, everybody just seemed to be on this hamster wheel, you know. So yeah.
It's our fault a pandemic hit, because we were asking for time off. But thought's a powerful thing though, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Energy follows focus. My goodness, it certainly does, you know, and I think more and more so now, you know. I think, you know, it's just so powerful. Whatever you think, whatever you're putting your energy, you know, into, it is literally, you're getting it back quicker, I think, than ever before.
Yeah.
You know?
It's interesting, Zoe, with the whole lockdown thing, and you know, lots of people have said that they've had a wonderful time, and equally, there's a lot of people saying that, you know, it's been really, really tough for them.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you guys are doing at the Heart and Soul Holistic Centre? I'm going to say the full name, because I always just want to call you the Heart and Soul Centre. What is it that you guys are doing to help people through lockdown?
Right. So obviously some of the therapists haven't really been able to, you know, do very much in terms, you know, online, and not everybody is comfortable, you know. That's what I've had to realize as well, you know, as a, you know, and you're the same, you know, as a leader, you know, and you've got to realise that not everybody, you know, is comfortable, you know. And although, and you'll be the same, you know, Steve, you know, maybe people think, oh, you make it, you know, you just seem so natural and you make it look easy, but we're still, you know, nervous behind the scenes, and it's still taking.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's still taking us out our comfort zones, but it's that push, isn't it? It's that drive, it's that our purpose, it's that we need to do it. And yeah, and we want to help. That's the main thing. We want to help. So it's like, well, the only way you are going to be able to help is online.
Yeah.
So basically, you know, Heart and Soul, we've been offering meditation, you know, classes on, you know, on Zoom, and I've been doing that, you know, for free, and it's been lovely actually, because I've met so many different people that would never have met before, you know, like yourself as well, and also people from all over. You know, I've had people from America and Amsterdam and, you know, down south, and it's like, wow, you know, this is amazing, you know, and people that maybe would never ever have even contemplated going to a meditation class before or taken up meditation, you know, have found, you know, meditation and found it, you know, so useful. And the fact that they can lie in their bed, curried up, you know, on a Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. Some of them don't even switch their video on, which is fine, you know. In the summer, I had one of my friends do it, and she was in her hot tub.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, Louise, I was like, please tell me your husband's there or somewhere, you know, so that you don't, you know, lie, you know, get totally relaxed and start like, our heads start disappearing into the water. So yeah, so, you know, meditation's been, you know, really productive and really helpful for people. And the classes, you know, literally, I think it was it Friday the 20th of March, you know, we had to shut the centre, and I was week 4 of a 6-week block of my Pilates classes. So I was like, right, okay, shit, you know, what do I do here? So I had to, you know, I had to message around all the clients, you know, phone everybody and say, look, found this platform called Zoom, you know, if you're up for it, you know, let's go for it and let's try it, you know, let's keep going. And I would say probably about maybe 70-80% of people, you know, continued. And I was so proud of some of them, because, you know, I've got, you know, ladies in their 70s, late 70s, you know, who had never, you know, worked a laptop before. And, you know, there they are on Zoom. And actually some of them now are saying, actually, you know, I don't know if I would go back to, you know, a studio, you know, class, because they don't have to drive on an evening when it's snowing. You know, they can just, you know, get themselves up at 9:10 in the morning, and they're down and ready to do the class at 9:30. You know.
Yeah.
So the Pilates has been great, you know, to keep people going. And then I hadn't been doing the Zumba because my centre's not big enough. I've only got a small studio, so I've only got 7 in a class, you know, for my Pilates. So, and my husband works shift, so I was like, I could, you know, for me to be going out at nights, you know, wasn't, you know, just wasn't doable really. Whereas doing it in the house, you know, I don't have to worry about childcare, so, and I don't need the space, you know. So I phoned up Zumba, and they said they honoured, you know, that I could restart again, and so I've been doing the Zumba, you know, as well. So that's kind of brought, you know, just a bit of joy, a bit of upliftment, you know, with the music, you know, into people's lives too.
I love that though, that, you know, the business is really adapted to, you know, the new normal, I suppose, if that's what you want to call it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we've done, you know, we're still very much in touch with a lot of our clients, you know, our loyal and our regular clients, obviously, as well, who, you know, we have little sort of small group, you know, calls or one-to-ones, you know, as well. Our medical herbalist, you know, she's able to still do her consultations, you know, over the phone, you know, and deliver out, you know, any of the herbs and things. And the counsellor and the podiatrist, because they're classed as, you know, key worker, essential, and their medical profession, so they're allowed to work. So they've continued, you know, to work. So that's been good, because the podiatrist, I mean, unfortunately, the NHS had to stop a lot of, you know, their appointments, and you know, so she was getting phone calls from people like in agony, you know, in pain, you know, couldn't even walk, you know, but couldn't get seen, unfortunately, you know, through the NHS. So it's great. She's been able to and been allowed to go to people's houses, you know, and see people.
And I don't want to like consume our chat by COVID talk, because you know nobody wants to hear about it now. But
Yeah,
for many business owners, like I've been speaking to a lot of business owners, and I was speaking to a lovely lady yesterday who is one of our neighbours. She's three doors up from us, and I was at the shop yesterday, and she'd said,
mm-hmm.
you know, like, have you worked out what your loss is for the last 12 months, Stephen?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, it's really hard to tell, because obviously we moved to our new shop in March.
Right. Yeah.
Based on kind of what we were doing, lost about £30,000.
Jeez. Yeah.
And she'd done her sums as well, and she was at about 70,000.
Right.
And it's just, you know, when you look at it, you know, because a lot of people will say things like, you know, you're getting help from the government and all the rest of it, but you know, these government grants, I don't think anybody quite realises that they didn't even touch the surface when
I know.
flying in left, right, and centre. So
I know, and somebody said to me the other day, yeah, but you've not got the electricity. And I was like, well, what, do you not think that I've still got to have, you know, your security lighting on? You know, my heating's electric, you know, I don't know about yours, but, you know, which is extortionate. And then you can't have a building sitting without any heating on, you know, or else the pipes would burst. So, you know, we're constantly going down every day, you know, checking and making sure. Yeah, and you've got to have that heating on, just albeit, yeah, it's at a much lower level, but you've still got to have it on. And you know what's one of my bugbears? I don't know about you, but see the water, you know, people don't see these things, but you've got to pay for the water, even a small business like ours. So even though nobody's using it, nobody's flushing the toilet, nobody's running a tap or, you know, filling the kettle, and yet you've still got to pay. And I had this long discussion with this guy on the phone eventually, you know, when you get through to them. And, you know, he was like, and, you know, you could see it. He's like, but Zoe, you know, we still have to supply, you know, it's the drainage, it's the sewer, you know, it's the sewer. And you're like, yeah, so, yeah.
it's one of those, I totally agree with you, you know, when the water bill comes in, it's like ridiculous amount of money for water.
Yeah, yeah. So you're like, so you almost want to say, right, okay, so every time you go to the toilet and you flush the toilet, could you maybe put £1 in every time you go for a pee?
Maybe start doing that actually, yeah. Like pay £1 to use the toilet and wash your hands, and that'll cover the water bills. But you know, all these things that people don't realise, though, Zoe, isn't it? You know, like all the bills, insurances, you know, building insurance, insurance, all the insurances for the things that you do in your business.
Yeah.
No, it's just, it's a
I
black
know.
hole.
But do you know what? We're lucky, we are lucky, Stephen, because we're doing something that we so enjoy. And, and that's the difference, isn't it? And we just know that, when we can, come back to opening those doors, so many people are going to need us so much more than ever,
Absolutely.
both mentally, physically, and emotionally. So, and we've been. I'm very fortunate that I have still been able to make an income. Albeit it's not way, like what I have done or we can do, but just getting that income from the Pilates class, my classes and things, has been a lifesaver. So, and not a lot of businesses have been able to offer anything. I feel it for even the local, the restaurants and the pubs and stuff. I've got a couple of friends here, who own the local pub, and yeah, that's tough. That must be tough, because not only that, like, it's not just their job, it's their, like us, it's their purpose, it's their interaction with people, musicians and things. My goodness, how must they be coping? Not
It's
to be able
so missed is the human interaction, like face to face, talking to people, sitting with people, a cup of tea with people, just when I'm in the shop, I'm like, there's nobody here.
I know. Yeah, it is. It's weird. Can you imagine though, Stephen, when they say, right, okay, I don't know whether there'll be like a national you can hug now day or something, but can you imagine literally that day? Like, I don't know about you, but I'll be like that mad woman. They'll be like, people will be avoiding me in the street because I'll just be like, I'll be like hugging everybody for about 2 minutes non-stop,
I think what we should do, Zoe, I think we should actually start or have an event. So you have it at your place, we'll have it at our place.
Yeah.
And it can be like National Hug Day.
Yeah.
We can start it and we can, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, get the ripple effect. Yeah, absolutely.
So next thing that I want to talk to you about, or I don't even want to talk to you about anything. That sounds like I'm like, Zoe, I have a question. The next thing I want to talk to you about is how do people access all of the stuff that you're doing, your Zumba classes, all of that? Because, we've spoke about it, but it's important that people know how to access it. So
yeah, how to get it. Yeah. So probably, the best place is on the Facebook page, or the website, so Heart and Soul Holistic Centre. If you just Kinross, if you type that into Google, it should come up. And we do use a booking system. It's a Acuity booking system, so you can go on and you can. I do a subscription monthly thing, but you can also book individual classes as well. And as I say, the meditation is free, on a Wednesday night. So, again, if anybody wants, to come on that, then they just, message us or email us, through the Facebook page or, through the website. No, thank you for that.
I do believe that we need, I say this to all our meditation teachers, that we need someone delivering meditation on the corner of every street in every town in the whole of the UK, in fact, in the whole of the world. We need it. We need so many more people doing it and delivering it as well, don't we?
Oh, definitely. And more, taking it into schools, if we can, I think, start young, I mean, I wished I had, been able to have, learned it, at a young age. My goodness, it would just make such a difference, because And I think I've talked about this with one of my teacher friends a lot. You know, we had a tragedy here in Kinross. You know, a lad took his own life, and horrific. And the ripple effect of that for all these teenagers is massive. You know, but as a society, we're not taught how to deal with our emotions. You know, we're still not. You know, it's still not in the curriculum, and it's a big bugbear of mine right now. And I know it's coming. I can see it. It is coming. My oldest boy, he's had meditation. He's at Broughton in Edinburgh. And he has had meditation already. And every Wednesday morning just now, he's getting yoga. There's somebody coming online and doing yoga with them every Wednesday morning. So you can see it is coming, and it, you know, there's so many people like you and I out there that are, you know, really trying to influence the
changing in certain council areas as well. You know, like I do meditation in 3 schools with classes of children.
Right.
2 primary schools. I do, in fact, 2 high schools as well.
That's great.
High school come to the shop. And one thing that I've noticed when I'm out teaching meditation in the schools is that what they're trying to do is they're trying to get mindfulness teachers in the schools now. So, and it's learning, is it the learning support teachers? I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
They're being asked to like complete mindfulness training so that they can deliver classes. But my worry with that is that, you know, it's just another thing for the poor teachers to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. And it is. I mean, from being, you know, I was a, you know, like I say, I did 5-6 years as a PE teacher, and and I see it. That's why I came out, even with PE, because the stress levels, you know, that they're under, and just the workload more and more and more of what's getting asked for them. You're absolutely right. I know.
When I was at school, I started meditation when I was 8 years old. So I've been meditating for 30 something years.
Wow.
So it changed my life completely, and I think what meditation taught me at that very early age was how to self-regulate, I suppose.
Yeah.
Meditation's got me through some of the hardest times in my life.
Yeah.
And these teachers that are doing it in the schools, I think that I'm not discounting teachers in any way, but I think that teachers have got enough on their plate without something added and something extra. So I believe that, you know, meditation should be taught by external sources coming into the schools to support the staff even more, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they should be they need it as well. If anybody, you know, the teachers, you know, they need.
I do it with the staff, and then I do it with the kids.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's absolutely. I mean, imagine, if they had one of you in every school. Absolutely, you know, that would just be amazing. But again, it all comes down to, you know, what, as we know, the hit from the top, isn't it? You know, where their focus is, and money as well, isn't it? Unfortunately, what, you know, where their budget's going to spread to, and, you know, what they see as priority.
The schools that I work with, the head teachers are just amazing. You know, the head teachers actually see the benefit that it's having with the kids. So what we done was we started at 9 o'clock in the morning before their lesson started. Because I was doing it after lunch, and the kids were all like,
Yeah, they've had their tins of Iron Brew and their hamburgers and their.
But when we done it first thing in the morning, what the teachers were saying, because I was asking obviously the staff for feedback, and what the teachers were saying was that what a difference in the children's focus
Mm.
first thing in the morning after their meditation. And it was only 20-minute meditation, you know, it was just
Yeah.
really a body scan, just to chill them out, just to really have them focused. And the teaching staff were all seeing huge, big differences. And then doing that for about a year with them, and then lockdown hit, and you know, it's all going away to the pot. But
Yeah.
I think it will make a huge difference to have more and more people in schools doing these things for kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And people, you know, like you as well, that they can relate to, you know, and especially for boys, you know, I mean, I would know my boys would be able to relate to you right away, you know, so it's, you know, we're not going in with our chakra pants on and, you know, we're all like, you know, here comes the meditation. But it is, you know, we're real and yeah, relatable, and that's important, you know, definitely for kids. So
because
you
there's some people that can be too spiritual, I suppose, as well. You know, they can come across as almost like this floating Zen yogi.
yeah, aye. No, definitely. And I think as well, I think it's the misconception sometimes about, you know, about meditation, you know, that it is almost like we've got to go off on a journey, or we've got to, you know, like be seeing unicorns, you know what I mean? It's not, you know, meditation is about being in that space, you know, being mindful and, you know, listening, being there, being present, you know, listening, let the emotions come up, you know, address them, you know, not actually escaping, you know, which a lot of people often think that is what meditation should be about. Does that make sense? You know?
Absolutely. It's funny because when I was in the school doing meditation, because kids and adults meditate very differently. Adults will go with it anyway, just because they feel it's the right thing to do. But a child will always just be really honest. So kids, a lot of kids meditate with their eyes open.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Because they're still in that moment, they're still being mindful. And I remember because I'm always in with like members of staff, obviously. And one of the teachers had said, "Guys, close your eyes, please. Close your eyes. You're meditating." And I was like, "No. They don't need to close their eyes. Let them meditate with their eyes open. You know, if they want to focus on their breath and their breathing and just focus on that one point in the room, just do that. You know." And some children actually see things better with their eyes open than they do with their eyes closed.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And normalize it. You know, don't make it like you have to be floating on a Zen cloud in the middle of the universe. You don't.
Yeah. No. Although that is quite nice sometimes, but
you want to get to that point where you're floating in the middle of the universe and the Zen cloud made of purple stardust with and you know, that's a great place to be.
Perfect. But even, you know, I'll say to, you know, my clients or anybody that say, "Oh no, I could never do that," you know, but it's like, you know, go for a walk, you know, going for a walk out in nature, you know, through the woods or on the golf course, you know, wherever, you know, that's meditation, you know. Don't be listening to anything or, you know, have any distractions, but just take in the nature and just be aware, you know. That's can sometimes be the most powerful type of meditation. So
you know, we were speaking about this. Watching TV is a form of meditation as well. Did you know that?
No.
It's a form of meditation because you're focusing your mind on something that's pulling you out of your own thinking.
Right. Yeah. I guess.
Washing the dishes is a form of meditation. Listening to the radio is a form of meditation because you're focusing your mind on something that's not inside.
Not the worries or the fears or the constant. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I never thought of it. Well, that's obviously, you can tell my eyes. I was binge watching something last night. So that was actually me. I feel better now. I was actually meditating whilst I was watching. I don't know if you've seen it, The Split. It's about this lawyer. It's about a lawyer's kind of a family lawyer company, and I love it. It's quite fascinating because again, it's all the twists and turns and like the psychology behind all the different family interrelationships and stuff. So that was me. Yeah. Binge watching, but it's a healthy habit. I've spoken to Clive, my Buddhist teacher, about this many a times, and he said, yeah, but because they talk about you shouldn't be attached to the minute you attach yourself to something, can start to get a bit unhealthy because or attach yourself to a person, or because unfortunately if that person was to leave or pass over, or so it's that not having, they talk about that that serious attachment. And I guess it's the same with if you attach yourself to, or it's a bit like addiction, isn't it? If you're addicted to something, but there's also healthy addictions, healthy attachments. So and it's like everything in moderation, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
if you're binge watching that TV show, like, don't let it feel like a loss when it finishes.
Yeah.
Enjoy it for what it is in the moment, and then move past it to something different. And I suppose it's the same with everything in life. We need to just observe and feel and interact with the world that's moving around us in that moment, and not be too come here.
Yeah, because change is, there's been so much change, isn't there, in this last year? And I think, I hear sometimes still, even my own friends or family saying, I can't wait to just get back to the way things were. And you're like, no,
now, yeah, absolutely.
Why would you want to go back to the way things were? Why do we not want to always be evolving or learning and changing? And my goodness, what have you learned from this? Don't go straight back to, and we're never going to go back to
it though, shouldn't we? I don't know if you seen the surgery yesterday. We were speaking to James Hughes, and he was talking about the 6 fundamentals of life and what humans need to survive. And
right. Okay.
The 5th point in that, and it's a Tony Robbins saying, but it's so true. If we're not growing, we're dying.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind because, right throughout COVID, we've had to adapt and grow and change. But then if you're adapting and growing and changing, you're dying. It's like a plant. It's not growing. It's dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're just you're just being. You're just surviving almost. You're not living. That's what I always say to people that worry endlessly. Their life is consumed with just constantly worrying or fear, and it's like that is absolutely consuming all of your energy, and you're never then looking forward to, the endless possibilities. So yeah.
The other day that if you're living in the past, you're depressed. If you're living in the future, you're anxious. But if you're living in the now, you're present.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And that is they'll say, that's why it's a gift, isn't it? A present is a gift, so it is. It's just like, make the most of it,
I say this to my wife as well, and it's hilarious, right? But I'll say
Oh,
to her,
happy
like,
anniversary, by the way.
16
Yeah.
years? How crazy is that?
I know.
But I say this to her often. I'm like, okay, so like today's our wedding anniversary, 16 years married today. I say, I love you today. Who knows what tomorrow will bring?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
might not be together tomorrow. We might not be together next week, but today, I love you with all my heart, and that's how it is.
Oh, that's so nice.
That's quite
What?
a crazy thing to say. When I talk about that to some people, they're like, "But of course you're gonna love your wife forever," and I'm like, "But I might know." But I might not. I think it goes back to that thing where like, don't attach yourself to something. I suppose.
Yeah.
Right now in this moment, I'm very happy. I'm happy in my life, with my children. I've got my wife. We've got our home. Everything's good. But all that is different. Do you think that's a really strange way of living?
It's not strange at all, but I guess your wife knows you more than you probably know yourself, so she'll be able to she'll totally understand where you're coming from. I think
Thanks very much.
yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, it's funny because when I seen it was your anniversary this morning, I brought out my Romance Angels cards.
Oh yes, I'm getting a reading.
So you fancy a card? So it's funny because this is me coming out my comfort zone because I've only recently in the last I'm saying recently, I would say in the last 3 years really sort of developed my spiritual, development. And having the confidence. I've always played around with the cards, and I don't mean that with anybody else. I mean that with myself. I would never, play around because they're very powerful. And doing a reading for somebody, gosh, that's an honour, and you've got to have a lot of integrity because people will listen, and often I've been for readings. In fact, I came to your lovely Soul Man and Friends centre, and I got a reading, and it was amazing with Kelly. And again, it's funny, even us, you could have a reading for an hour and hear loads of amazing positive stuff that's, and you could hear maybe one slight, I don't want to say negative, but maybe just a little warning or just a little maybe want to look out for this. There might be a little bit deceit around about you or something, and that's what you'll remember, because we've got that cognitive bias in the brain that we'll remember the bad things more than we'll remember the good things. Yeah. So it's so important, I really take it seriously, I think it's something that, when you're doing a reading that, you've got to really honour it. So
choose the divorce card, not today.
No, now I'm actually myself.
There is a divorce card in there, so make sure you flip past that, right? I'm joking.
I love you today. I love you. Oh, that is so funny, right? There's 2 cards falling out. And I did these every Friday. I do Fairy Friday, right? And on my page, and I do 3, like a 3-card reading, and you have them like that, and people can pick, tune in and pick a card. And these 2 cards came out last Friday, and it's playfulness. She's in for a good night. And a honeymoon.
Ah, amazing. Love that. Yeah.
They are great. So both of those cards. And I did shuffle. So a little bit of role play, you know, tonight, Stephen. Yes, I've managed to get Stephen Watson. Oh, so
That's
it
fun.
says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. But do you know, I think it is we need that, don't we? Sometimes we all need that reminder, especially when we've got kids, and you know, it's just we can have fun too, eh? You
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Enough said.
Not when you've got teenage boys that sleep in the bedroom next door to you.
Oh yeah.
Like we've got so we've got Dylan and Finley who share a bedroom, and Dylan's 21 and Finley's 16.
Oh wow. Right.
See, lockdown is really bad for that.
Go down to the centre, the two of you. Oh, check
Oh,
the
that's
heating.
hilarious.
Go and check the heating. Right, anyway, I better stop. Right, and your honeymoon one, do you know, that is so enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. But see, even just planning it, I think, we did that. We sat the other night, and after I'd pulled that card for Fairy Friday, and I said, right, we may not know when we're going to be able to have a break or get away, but let's just even plan it. Let's visualize it. And even sometimes just doing that, isn't it? It just makes you feel better,
Yeah.
But again, it's just
something new.
Get that break, look forward to, have you seen that video? Sometimes people share it on Facebook, and it's like this big 4x4 car drives up at the grandparents. They open the door and they throw the kids out, and then they take off. And it's like, I was like, that will be us. We'll drive up to my mum and dad's. Out you get, see ya. Mum and dad, yeah. Bye. We'll see you in a week. So yeah, look forward.
So much for the two cards. That they're really really nice. That's a lot of playful energy, which is what we need right now. Actually, we need
definitely. And you'll be lucky that you didn't get the divorce card.
Yeah, that's always a good thing when you don't choose divorce. But
I know.
Divorce card would just be, there's the end of a difficult situation within your relationship, so it's not always a bad thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So very quickly, Zoe, I'm going to very quickly jump over to, because people have been commenting and we've been blethering away, and I've not even looked at the comments, which is really bad. So I apologise, folks, that we've not actually looked at your comments. What was I saying? Yeah, so Lee is saying there, yes, Zoe, get into my school and do your meditations. We're going to be doing well-being sessions, so it would be fab to have you in. So yeah, get into the school, speak to the head teachers, email the head teachers.
No, great. I know Lee's in Dunfermline High School, but yeah, absolutely. I think it is definitely one thing that I want to sort of reach out a little bit more. We did here locally for a while, and we started because we're half day here. I don't know, do you do half days on a Friday? Yeah. And we had tried to set up a little kind of like hub, like the centre, on a Friday afternoon. And sometimes it just takes one person to complain, and we had to stop it. So one parent who was high up on the PTA complained about it, saying that we were doing it because we were trying to, because we're a business, as well, that it was all about, promoting our business, which it wasn't, because we were doing it for free. We're just trying to offer a service.
Yeah.
So, but
I would have said, do you know what, this is wonderful. Let's just keep providing this service. But then
I know. But that was, I hadn't long opened the centre, and, I was still kind of very young at that point of of my kind of journey within the business side of things. And, I've grown a lot over the last 4 years. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to.
So when you're doing things that are so positive, and then someone comes along and just does, gives you that wee negative comment, or that it really does hurt. I think
Yeah,
you will definitely relate to that. Like we've had very, very, very small instances. I would say for all the good that we do, we've had the tiniest minority of negative comments. On certain things, and you have to just look past that, I suppose, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely. You're never going to keep everybody happy, So, yeah, and yeah, it is. It's that, I guess looking back now, I should have pursued it, but I didn't. Yeah, it was like, it was quite a knockback, and so.
It's funny. We're talking about negative comments, and we've got we often get wee trolls jumping into our live feeds. So
hello, troll. What are they saying?
we'll say hello. It's really nice to see you, Matthew Maguire. But leave our folk alone.
Go and have some playfulness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We know something right if we're attracted to trolls, though, don't we?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I mean, I feel sorry for some of these celebs and stuff who, my goodness, they just get attacked, don't they, constantly with people, and unfortunately, do you know what? It's always jealousy. Unfortunately, it comes down to, So, yeah.
Well, Zoe, that's us. That's us at time. Would you believe?
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and you're doing amazing, Stephen. This is really, really so productive for people right now, and I'm just so glad to have connected with you as well. I hope we can work together in the future as well.
Most definitely, Zoe. That's what it's all about, though, isn't it? It's about working together and helping each other and supporting each other, and I think more and more people need to work like that. Small businesses, especially in our community, which is growing, we need to be helping and supporting each other. So
yeah, definitely spread the love. So you have a lovely, happy anniversary this evening.
I was going to say you too, but
no, but we're 16 years as well, but we're not till June. So
that's nice.
Yeah.
Have a lovely day, Zoe, and everybody else, you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Tomorrow we are back with Susan Watson, and we are talking all about ways to manage stress with children. Talking all about kids who are stressed. So we've done a lot of chat about that on Monday. So this is our second half of that, which is really, really good. And Susan's helping you to help your children to self-regulate, which is fantastic. I think my connection's going as well. I'm freezing there, haven't I?
Yeah, a little bit.
So have a fantastic day, Zoe. Everybody else, have an absolutely fantastic day. Zoe, give us a wave.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.